Well, what I'll do, Miss Yolanda, if you don't mind, we'll do roll calls.
Mayor Cantrell,
Present?
Councilmember King, Director Barnes, Director Duplessis, Director Kennedy,
Present.
Director Guzman,
Here.
Director Pacho,
Here.
Director Sloss,
Here.
Director Howard, Director Scholas,
Here.
Director Antrup.
Present.
Mayor, we have a quorum.
Very good. Well, thank you all again so much for being here. Prior to just getting started with asking for an adoption of the approval of our last minutes, I wanted to just put a couple things on the record. First of all, Poco, we love you, and condolences absolutely always going out. But it is very important to note that after the record-breaking Hurricane Beryl, experts, as you know, have increased the forecast for named storms and major hurricanes this season, predicting a hyperactive season. This is something that we were warned about at the start of the season, one that was embedded in our messages to the public, but it's worth repeating. A rainfall for June was 6.25, above the 131-year average of 5.66. A year-to-date cumulative rainfall is at 35.99 inches above the 131-year average of 29.57. It's very important, again, to note, things have changed. They're not reversing. They're getting more severe. In the city of New Orleans, as you know, we're on the front lines of it. We now have Turbine 4 is back in service, and thank you to the hard work of our employees and under the leadership here, of course, our superintendent. We know that that brings on about 25 megahertz in terms of hertz of power, 67 megawatts, well above the 44, which we say is needed to run at peak demand. But again, redundancy is always something that we talk about considering just the age of our system. Turbine 4, as you all know, was built in 1915. And I believe Woodrow Wilson was president at the time. But again, the impacts and the infrastructure improvements that we're doing are on this system and bringing it into the 21st century. So we're doing the work, and it's unprecedented work, and not just here in the city of New Orleans, but in the United States of America. And so we're doing it, and we'll continue. The power complex is just, again, a result of what we are doing. And again, we're working to make sure that it's consolidated, a modern power source that will live for this city for generations to come. But again, routine maintenance will always be something that's necessary and one that we want to build in to what we are investing here in our city. The current projected timeline for the Sewage and Water Board taking over in terms of our drainage consolidation at the year end, potentially we're looking at building into the 2025 year budget. Still a very much work in progress, not 100%, but again, moving in the right direction. And so continuing to move that along and working with DPW to acquire equipment. Of course, we're exploring partnership with the Louisiana Department of Transportation to see, again, how they can assist. Smart meters, over 30,000, I'm told, have been installed to date. Again, on track, just good work that's being done, unprecedented work. By the year end, we're hoping to be right around 70,000. So again, progress. Installation of our dashboard is now available online. So again, just trying to build the public trust as we do the work, because so much is still ahead of us, but so much has been done already. The enhanced customer portal is expected this fall, so progress moving in the right direction. Hitting on Promise Pay. Right now, we've resulted in 3.6 million collected since going live in February. So that's a big deal. Over 10,000 customers have enrolled. So this speaks to the need, and thank you to the leadership of this board for putting these systems in place. More to come, as we continue to do these investments, as we continue to, with these investments, we'll no longer be billing estimations, but accurate reads, which will then trigger, we believe, some issues with billing in terms of helping our residents become and be stabilized in their own quality of life. But again, these are things that we're focusing on. Even as we look to the millage roll off in 2027, it's something that we have to talk about now so that that is fully renewed. But again, speaking to what we're doing today and how we need to continue to move forward in the future. Employment. We began this year with 336 vacancies, and we're down now to 152. So again, thank you. This was the start of June 2024. I'm told 152. We've checked it, fact-checked it, and again, people are responding to the opportunities that this utility is providing. Over 1,360 job seekers attended our job fair, which is a big deal, and surpassing last year at about 400 people. So progress we're continuing to make. 23 other agencies and businesses participated, bringing others along. There's opportunity and capacity needed in terms of improving throughout the city. 284 job applications, leading to about 50 new hires so far since that last fair. So again, just wanting to report on progress. We're doing the work, we're staying focused, and just a big thank you to not only this board, but to the men and women of our utility and all partners associated. So with that, Ms. Yolanda, I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes of our last meeting
Mayor,
dated June 26.
Mayor, we have a clerical error on the agenda notes. of the
Okay.
minutes. So just wanted the record to reflect that in the notes, in attendance, Ghassan Korban and Renee Laparelli were not in attendance at that meeting, but Councilmember King was in attendance. So we just need the record to reflect.
So I move the minutes be adopted as amended.
Okay, so there's a motion to adopt the minutes as amended. We need a second.
Second.
Seconded by Director Anthrop. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, we have fully adopted the minutes as amended. Committee reports, we're going to move to Finance Committee, and I believe Director Kennedy, you will be facilitating this.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The Finance and Administration Committee met on Wednesday, July 10th in the executive boardroom, convened at approximately 9 a.m. Present were Directors Pacho, Directors Guzman, Director Kennedy, absent Director Sloss, and Director Howard. Our CFO, Gray Lewis, presented an update on our preliminary May 2024 financial results and liquidity position. Sewage and Water Board of New Orleans continues to maintain sufficient cash flow levels to continue operations. The May water and sewer cash levels were at 182 and 168 days cash on hand, respectively. Our June 2024 collections were lower than average at 19 million, lower than May's collection of 23 million. But this is impacted by seasonality. We've seen the same thing in 2023 and expect a rebounding following month as we age into the summer. Total receivables that are less than 60 days and under investigation, closed and past due were lower than last month by 1.2 million, with movement into the past due category attributed to customers coming off of investigation and slower payments in the 40 to 60 day range. The consulting firm Prodaviti Government Services is scheduled to start a discovery project next week to assist management with the programmatic analysis of significant number of customers in the arrearage rather, to recommend what course of action to proceed based on groupings of their primary causes to be in debt. As mentioned, Promise Pay continues to be successful, collecting $3.6 million. And in May, we had billed revenues of $23.3 million, which was below budget. We were budgeted at $23.9, and year-to-date, and trail year-to-date budget by 8.3. We expect that gap to continue to close as we approach into the summer. May operating expenses we're below budget again for May, and we saw that again with May of last year. We had 4 action items, relatively short meeting with only 4 action items. We had 3 contract change orders by ratification and 1 contract amendment that was adopted, and the meeting adjourned at approximately 9:19 a.m.
Thank you. Very good.
Nice job.
Great job. Thank you very much. So we have our Finance Committee report as presented by Director Kennedy. We need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Moved by Director Pacho, seconded by Director Sloss. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Okay, we have officially adopted the Finance Committee report. We'll now move to pension.
Thank you,
Director
Madam
Pacho.
Mayor. The Pension Committee met on Wednesday, July 10th, in the Executive Boardroom. Meeting convened at approximately 10 a.m. Present were Directors Pacho, Sholas, Kennedy, Anthrop, Mr. Magboul, Ms. Johnson, and Mr. Davis. Absent, Councilmember King and Ms. Shine. Presentation items, Benefits Manager Stephanie Chambers presented the committee with a detailed overview of the Pension Committee election process, with the inclusion of key dates for nominations, voting, and results. Stephanie informed the committee that this nominating class was one of the largest and would be either to re-elect Mushabir Magboul or elect a new committee member for a 4-year term. Stephanie concluded her presentation by informing the committee that the 2024 LAPA seminar, which will take place September 8th through 10th at the New Orleans Marriott, and will assist with the fulfillment of trustee training requirements. Kwaku Obed of Marquette and Associates provided an update on the executive summary of May and June 2024 market performance and the asset allocation transition plan update. After discussions and questions from the committee members, Kwaku suggested that the committee meet with the real estate and infrastructure top-tier managers to gauge the best fit for the organization's needs in the early fall. One action item, Resolution R-113, 2024, to accept the 2024 cost of living adjustment for board pensioners calculated by Rudd and Wisdom. It was moved and seconded, and motion carried. Information items were received, no public comment, and there being no further business, the Pension Committee adjourned at approximately 10:38 a.m. My report, Madam Mayor.
Thank you very much. And so we'll need a motion to approve the Pension Committee report.
Move approval.
Okay, it's been moved by Director Sloss. We need a second.
Second.
Seconded by Director Kennedy. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed, any abstentions? So we have officially adopted the Pension Committee report. Now we'll move to our Executive Director, Mr. Corbin.
Good morning, Madam Mayor and everybody. Much of my report this morning will echo many of your initial remarks, Mayor, which is obviously reflection of how aligned we are and moving in the right direction. So I'll be as brief as I can. You touched on this, but we're at probably one of the highest amount of available power, of self-generation power that we've had in a long, long time. Obviously, all this is because we cobbled together multiple sources of power to enable us to create the redundancy. So we're in a very, very good place today with 67.5 megawatts, short about maybe a couple with one frequency change and one EMD that's out. So we conceivably could be higher than 70, as we move forward. I always allow myself to be a little bit bipolar, for lack of a better term, when it comes to, I'm elated to report these, but I'm also very, very cautious that, much of these equipments are very fragile and susceptible for breakdown. So we're very confident that what we're working on and the hierarchy of the power, obviously, we're not going to use all of them at once, so the redundancy that we have is very good, so.
It just speaks to, again, why we are investing in the power complex and why it needs to be completed. That's
Going
just the
going from
facts.
multiple sources of power to one source
Right.
is just enormously impactful, and again, the way to go for next 50 years.
Yeah.
90 of the 99 drainage pumps are available. One in particular that is not one of the 90, it's an underpass that has given us some trouble, and we have a temporary pump there as we fix the actual, one of the 3 pumps that exist in that location. So we're addressing issues as they come, and, you know, with the active season that we face, so are we. We're as active as can be preparing for the hurricane season. The dashboard continues to be fairly popular. It tells you a lot more about what's down in terms of which pumps are down and the due date for it to coming back. So again, one way of being transparent with our customers they've always demanded, and this has proven very useful for many of them. So, and again, you know, the power complex is the answer, and it's tracking very well. Both the substation and the utility rack are complete. The last month or two, we've been focusing on building the footing foundations and the pads for many of the pieces of equipment that are due August and September. So this site is going to look so different in a couple of months in terms of you're going to start seeing equipments being installed, and very, very exciting place to be. Obviously, the funding issue continues to be a concern. You know, we're short about the 29 million, call it $30 million shortfall so far, that we'll continue to work on alternative sources of funding, working with the city and the state folks to help us find that gap.
If we're unable to procure that, what is that, what functionality do we omit? Or
So what we're
would that
committing
mean to
today is we will deliver the power complex by mid to late hurricane season of next year. What will not get done, and that's hopefully worst case scenario, is the installation of a permanent switchgear that will allow us to utilize the substation power to everything that we need to, including potable water pumping. Without that money, some of the portable pumps will be relying on the old equipment. There will also continue to be some manual work or operation. And then lastly, which is very critical, is an operation center, putting everybody who needs to be involved in the actual, you know, tackling an event, disseminating power to where it's needed, all in one resilient building that will bring efficiency and eliminate the chances for error or miscommunication. So very, very key, critical pieces. So
potable water is obviously critical.
yes, yeah. To have a substation there and not be able to use it the way we want to, you know, will be a shortcoming for sure. So I think everybody who's involved is keenly aware of that and working.
Want to highlight it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, because it matters. It does. We have to put it on the record. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As the mayor said, the consolidation effort is ongoing. I think everybody collectively agrees that it's going to take a while to transition from one entity to another. It's very collaborative so far. There's one source of funding that's been identified. We haven't defined the amount of dollars that come with it yet, but it's at least it's one source that it's known, and it's likely to continue to be refined, and at the end of the day, like the mayor said, it will be in the budget for next year, so the transfer will be official. In the meantime, the city Department of Public Works has a contract out doing cleaning of about 10% or less of the catch basins. talking to the DOT. They're actually doing some of cleaning on their routes. They, as you know, DOT has multiple, we call them arterial or connecting highways in the city that they're responsible for. So they've been increasing their effort cleaning those catch basins as well ahead of the already here season. Quick updates on the billing related legislation that we had earlier this year. The fixed billing, which is moving forward. The averages have been calculated. We're going through some testing, and we'll start offering that to our customers to opt in. And this is a customized fixed bill for each customer that they will accept for the duration until a smart meter is installed. Then there will be no true up, and then we would transition into a smart bill, no questions asked, and then just move forward seamlessly. So we think it's going to be helpful. We're not sure how popular it will be, but it will be offered to anybody who wants to opt in with it. And the timeline is about 90 days. We're working with city, having brought $3.5 million to support an effort of bringing a firm to help us augment staff and skill level in our billing processing here at the utility. So that's in the works. And then we're awaiting a decision or the actual hiring of the arbiters that Representative Helferty is working on to bring us objective and neutral judges, so to speak, to make decisions on the currently the disputed accounts and ultimately all the delinquent accounts, so we can just clear those off with, again, hopefully with one step, one and final step that hopefully we'll enjoy. Smart meters that continue to be installed, and obviously in this case, what is happening is it's allowing us obviously to generate smart bills, which have been very well received. There may be some exceptions here and there. More importantly, obviously, it's the features that is allowing us to monitor consumption in real time, and we've been communicating through letters to our customers that we suspect they have a constant usage or consumption, alerting them to that fact, and 50% of those have been very responsive, helping themselves by addressing that issue, and obviously saving themselves money. And ultimately, in this case, we quantified roughly 12 million gallons of water that would have been wasted. And we created another issue, contentious issue between our customers and ourselves. So very, very great feature to enjoy.
The 12 million cumulative, or is it like a day?
I believe cumulative. What they're doing is they're looking at the delta and figuring out if it hadn't been, to date.
I was gonna say 12 million gallons a day would be massive for.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's cumulative. Yeah, it's just to demonstrate that this feature is helping everyone.
It's a win-win-win.
Yep, and at one point, the portal, as you said, Mayor, will be in the hands of the customers, hopefully end of August. They'll do their own monitoring. We'll have features that would flag things for you, a timely manner, and you can respond and help yourself as you need to. Promise Pay is moving, actually exceeded expectations. Quite honestly, we're at $4 million in payment, helping customers move from being delinquent to actively paying. Whether it's $25 a month or whatever the case is, they are now paying toward their outstanding bills, which is an awesome place to be. Generating revenue for us, but also putting them in a much better standing and eliminating, obviously, the conflict of shut-off. I know wastewater treatment kind of like a silent responsibility of ours. Just want to highlight that there's a lot of things that's happening and will happen with the $39 million that this board has approved through an SRF loan. we're putting it to good use, targeting the most critical pieces of equipment or machinery there to improve the efficiency and cost effectiveness. So in one case, we are rebuilding a piece of equipment that generates oxygen that will help us reduce the cost. We buy oxygen now because that is not able to do so, and we spend $2 million a year on that. And oxygen basically helps us break down the material that we were collecting. So in this case, a project like this may be 2 to 3 years, but it will actually pay for itself in a very, very short fashion.
And the city of New Orleans is one utility in this country that's doing this type of work. Others are trying to get to where we are.
Absolutely. The automation piece is definitely will put us on the map when we have inflow monitoring of the quality of the water, and the automation of injection of chemicals will definitely bring a lot more efficiency and cost effectiveness to the process. Couldn't be more elated to continue to share. I mean, I know Steve and his team have taken this effort so seriously, and dropping the difference here. Obviously, every dot that existed on the left, as it disappears because we pave it, we restore it, you're going to start seeing thinner and thinner map on the right. So by the end of the year, we will have only just the current or the recently generated holes that we have created. So this is also helping us decipher between our cuts and potholes that have existed just because of degradation of the street. So now it's a lot easier to just say, this is our cut, this is existing condition. So
Well, we've done about 80% of them. I mean,
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
yeah,
Everybody in the town is happy about that.
yeah,
And it's all
absolutely.
around the city, so everyone sees the impact, which is
You
good.
made it clear that you wanted this to be a priority, and we're delivering. So, and as you stated, there was a huge effort done by our HR folks putting together a huge event, a one-day event that brought a lot of people to the convention center seeking jobs, and there was a lot of on-site applications, testing, interviewing, and even hiring. So it's been a very successful endeavor in folding other agencies into the actual event, bringing more collaboration and helping people find decent jobs. So we couldn't be more happy and appreciative of the staff, our staff, who put this event together. And finally, wanted to share with you that you all have a hard copy of the Consumer Confidence Report. It's an annual report that we are required to submit. This year, we chose to do a very limited number of hard copies, but then we also have a postcard that everybody's receiving.
Yeah.
You can go on our website and view all of it. The fact that it's digital allowed us to add more material and more messaging that we wanted our customers to be aware of, and all the improvements, the direction we're going, and many, many relevant information. So very, very excited. We've received a lot of compliments in the past of how thorough and informative it has been. So with that concludes my report, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much. And we'll let the record reflect Ms. Yolanda. Councilman King has joined us. Any questions relative to the Executive Director's report? Okay, hearing none, we'll move forward, and we'll go to corresponding resolutions. Ms. Yolanda?
Yes, Mayor, we have 4 corresponding resolutions for approval. That's Resolution 102, 2024, Resolution 103, 2024, Resolution 105, 2024, and Resolution 104, 2024.
So we have corresponding resolutions on the floor. We need a motion to approve, and we can approve in global. Is that correct?
Yes,
So
Mayor.
moved.
Moved by Director Scholas,
Second.
seconded by Director Pacho. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? So thank you very much. We have officially adopted the corresponding resolutions. Ms. Yolanda?
We have information items for the board to review, and we have executive session, so we'll need a motion to go into executive session to discuss pursuant to Louisiana Revised Statute 4217A2, Watson Memorial versus Ghassan Korban and Sewage and Water Board, the Supreme Court decision, case number 2024 C0055.
Very good. So we need a motion to go into executive session. Moved by Director Sloss,
Second?
seconded by Director Scholas. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed, any abstentions? Executive session.
So we have to interact with this SELA type process.
Federal.
We're live?
And city.
We're live.
We have to. Well, thank you very much. And we need a motion to come out of executive session.
So moved?
Moved by Director Scholas, seconded by Director Sloss. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Hearing none, we are out of executive session. Ms. Yolanda?
Next, we'll need a motion to approve special counsel's recommendation regarding the case number 2024 C0055.
Motion needed as it relates to the recommendation coming out of executive session. It's been moved by Director Guzman, seconded by Director Sloss. All in favor? Any opposed, any abstentions?
Nay.
One abstention? Okay. No, nay. Opposed, got it. So we have one nay, all other yays, and the motion carries.
We're ready for adjournment, Mayor.
Okay. So we need a motion to adjourn. It's been moved by Director Sloss,
Second.
seconded by Director Anthrop. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Motion to adjourn.
And we have a
Board of
trustees meeting.
It will be very fast. One action item.
Okay.
I
We have to start at
appreciate you
10:30?